It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
I shoot PSE because I like one pin to 40 yards.
I shoot PSE for the perfect combination of feel and performance.
I shoot PSE because you can shoot lighter poundage and increase arrow speed.
I shoot PSE for the fastest bows on the planet.
I shoot PSE because my livelihood depends on my bow.
I shoot PSE because better engineering makes a better bow.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE. I shoot PSE.
Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Welcome back to another Up North Journal Minicast.
Something you're going to hear on this minicast that you're not going to hear on our main show.
Well, Dan, I got a question for you.
Do you know?
You know, we're in the middle of, archery season here in Michigan. We've been talking about getting into stands last week and, when to take that shot and how to hook up and all that. And we talked about getting in and out of stands. One thing we haven't talked about, choosing a stand. I usually let weather dictate, wind direction dictate stand and where I'm going to hunt, along with what I'm seeing on trail cams. But I know some people will use moon phase or a version of that. We've talked about that controversy.
Jerry Lambert likes cold fronts.
Cold fronts, using the weather. Okay, I got one that I'm going to throw at you here.
Okay.
Have you ever used the sun direction to choose a stand?
Ooh, sun direction. To choose a stand?
Yeah. Let's say everything else being equal, and do you hunt a certain stand in the morning versus the evening because of the sun direction?
I'm going to go with more so no. I've never said I'm going to sit here because the sun is over my left shoulder or right shoulder. No, I don't think sun has ever played that much.
Maybe not in the stand choice, but I have used it when I've hunted and set up for a ground blind set or a rifle hunt where I may be doing a spot and stalk or something of that nature. And the reason
that I could see, yeah, okay.
The reason being, I always like to have the sun at my back.
Okay.
First reason, I mean, I don't like today, being a bluebird sky day. That's the one thing that I've always keep in mind is like if it's a bluebird sky, I always try to put the sun at my back. Two reasons. Number one, if I'm using field glasses, I don't want the sun reflecting off the glass.
Yep.
And deer spotting me. Or even a rifle scope if you're using a rifle. If you just catch that right angle, the sun glints off the glass.
It's like a reflective, it's almost
mirror.
like a SOS mirror.
Yeah. So, what are the chances? I don't know, but it's just one of them things. I always play wind direction, but I'm saying all things being equal.
Right, exactly. No. This is strictly sun.
The other reason is if deer are looking towards me.
I'm looking into the sun.
Yeah, as long as I'm not being silhouetted,
Right, if you're let's say you're sitting against a tree, right?
Yeah, and that way the sun's shining in towards the deer in their eyes. It kind of hampers that. In my mind, I think it hampers their vision.
I'm sure it does because of the brightness. Absolutely, I would think just like it hampers us, right?
I would think so.
We look towards the sun, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I got to think their vision is not as good looking into the sun as looking away from the sun. So
that is pretty neat.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it like that. Kind of. Now I know, sometimes I face east, and I'll get the sun to come up and then go over. But or in the evening, it's setting over my shoulder usually.
Yeah.
But I've never really said, okay, this stand is. But for a spot and stock, I can see that.
Yeah, we had 2 stands that I really like to hunt in the mornings because the rising sun in the east is always at my back. I typically hunted those stands. Like I said, giving all things being equal,
right.
It was usually during rifle. These were rifle stands.
Were those on fields?
Yes, yeah, and they were on the east side of the field.
Okay,
looking west.
Exactly, and
I didn't like hunting them, and I did not like hunting those stands in the evenings.
Right, because you're looking into the sun.
Yep.
As it goes down.
Yep.
That I totally agree with you there. That would. We don't have any. No, we don't have any west-facing stands. Matter of fact, now that I think about it.
So I guess the moral of the story is: do you have your stands facing north and south? It's the same thing as putting a trail camera. They say aim trail cameras to the north. Generally speaking.
Yep, exactly. Well, that's when I get. Actually, that's when trail cameras is when I start to get picky.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, where's the sun going to come up? Where's it going to? Okay, so
where's it going to set?
Yep, and so then I'll angle it. Okay, it's not. It should not be affected.
Mm-hmm.
Done that and figured out I was wrong.
You don't have a compass with you?
Well, I you know what? A couple of times, I had. I won't mention no names. Somebody put one up, but it was in the dark.
Okay.
Point
right at the sun?
Yeah, it's pretty much right at the sun.
Right.
So,
I have you, if I don't have my GPS with me, and I'm just putting a camera up, this year especially when I was out, first thing I did is pull the phone out, and there's a compass in the phone. And that's the first thing I did is find north, make sure I'm pointing north, what I think's north. Because, you can be off quite a bit. You start walking a trail. And you think you're north, but you're not. But anyway, that's I've used that before. My new stand that I put up is facing north.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason why I put it on that side of the field to maximize entry point. Number one, maximize my wind conditions. Usually in the later part of the season, coming out of the west or the north.
Right.
That way they're blowing in my face or blowing across me into some thicker pines. So, yeah, But yeah, that's one of the reasons I try to look at all things, and control the things you can.
Yes, you try to control the things you can.
So yeah, I've done it.
That's cool.
So something to think about.
Absolutely.
All right, well that'll do it for this minicast. This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.